Riding's Truck Farms in Taylorville and Pana. Battery Specialist in Taylorville, your battery and golf cart headquarters. And Shaw Furniture Gallery in Taylorville, a gallery of good looks for your home.
Good evening and welcome to the 20-yard line, a preview of the 1995 high school football season in Central Illinois, and we'll take a look at the Fighting Illini.
Hey, let's get right to it. I know all the coaches and players and parents are watching. Kickoff is about 24 hours away before the season begins. Hey, let's get right to it. The Central State 8 is where we start. 3 teams made the playoffs last year.
And our first stop is at Sacred Heart Griffin. Sacred Heart Griffin was 1 win away from a trip to the state championship game a year ago. That was then. This is now.
There we go. Hey, switch it around.
The past is the past. I mean, we're looking towards to the future. And what we want to do is go all the way this year. I mean, we didn't get it last year, but this year we'll try to.
Replacing Scott Norris, All-American Mike McGee, and All-Stater Mike Pilger won't be easy, but the Cyclones hardly ever have a rebuilding year.
It's their chapter now of Griffin football, Sacred Heart Griffin Cyclone tradition, and I, you know, they've just got to be themselves. And like we haven't talked at all about last year, but they got a lot of experience. We got quite a few kids back on defense, but not much on offense.
Matt Mitrione is one of Sacred Heart Griffin's leaders. The two-way standout doesn't have any doubt SHG will again be one of the area's best football teams.
I think it's going to be a great year. I think all the seniors and all the upperclassmen, you know, we're all getting together. We're starting to come as a team. I think it's a new season, so a new thought process. You know how it goes.
You're going to try and block the safety up there. All right, next option on 1. Ready? Ready.
Lanphiers coming off back-to-back playoff appearances, and the Lions earned a share of the Central State 8 title a year ago. One of the keys for the Lions this year is replacing Corey Erickson at quarterback.
We graduate a lot of different people, so quarterback obviously is a key area for us, but we've got a number of holes to fill from graduation, and we've got some good kids, a lot of enthusiasm, and hopefully they'll get the job done. Having 2 real good seasons like we've had the last 2 years, the best 2 we've had back-to-back in the school's history, certainly helps the confidence, and our kids come out now and they're expecting to win and working hard for it, and it definitely puts us on an up note coming in, and obviously got to get it done in the field, though.
Go! Lanphier won't be big this season, but the Lions are still confident their line will come through for them.
We did lose a lot of big people, and, you know, we got a nice running game. We got some receivers that can catch the ball, and if our line does good, then we go as our line goes, basically.
Lanphier has a total of 8 starters returning.
I think we're going to be pretty good. Everybody said, you know, we might be little and all, but I think we're kind of big and kind of quick, you know, all around. Should be a good season.
Block back 1. Let's go.
Springfield High has a new head coach. Bill Anderson left Illinois College to take over the Senators program.
I'm enjoying it. It's fun working with the kids. Getting to put in a whole new offense, whole new defense, kicking game, things like that. They've really responded. They've been here working their tails off, and we've had to spend some extra time because of putting everything in new.
How's the adjustment been so far?
Well, it's been a little tough early, but now I think I'm getting into it a little bit better, working on it a little bit better.
Mark Nunn will run the offense. One of his favorite targets will be another senior, Tommy Hayes.
If we work hard, we should be able to be 500 this year, hopefully. It depends on the decisions the quarterback makes, but it's all really on him.
Well, Mark Nunn, our quarterback, obviously, everybody knows him. He has a real strong arm. He's a real good field general. He's a great kid. He'd be the number 1 guy that I would talk to about. Tommy Hayes, a wide receiver, has done just a super job. He's a good leader. He's busted his tail.
Some people aren't giving the Senators a whole lot of respect entering this season. That's okay with the players.
Well, I read somewhere where we were ranked last or whatever in the conference, and I think that's kind of good because there's nowhere to go but up.
Southeast has won 9 games the last 2 seasons. The Spartans' biggest concern this time around is their offensive line.
We've got 1 starter back. We're going to start 4 people Friday night with no experience on the offensive line. So we're going to have to grow up in a hurry there.
But Southeast does have 2 of the area's best skill players.
Well, I think we've got 2 of the premier players in the area in Lincoln James, standout defensive end and wide receiver. Obviously, everybody knows he's a great basketball player, but I'll tell you, he's a tremendous football player at defensive end. And I feel we've got one of the best defensive backs I've ever seen in Craig Rolfe. I really believe he's a Division I possibility.
Lost a lot of people
from last year. And it's a lot of upcoming people that didn't play that much. And they got to really step it up.
And your goal is to
Playoffs.
It'd be a nice way to go out, I guess.
Yeah, last year. I was saying I didn't want to do it before, but try a little harder this year.
Finishing in the upper half of the conference will be tough for Southeast, but in the Central State 8 Conference, anything can happen.
My favorite line from a coach no longer in a conference was it'll be Sacred Heart Griffin and the Seven Dwarfs when this conference was formed, and it sure hasn't turned out that way. Lanphier, Taylorville, Sacred Heart, obviously 1, 2, 3 this year. Shake them up in a bag and pull out a winner, but 4, 5, 6 could definitely vie for a playoff spot as well.
And that's a look at the city teams in the Central State 8 Conference. We're going to take a look at the other 4 teams in just a bit. Jacksonville, Taylorville, Lincoln, and Glenwood, plus a look at our new Central State 8 coaches poll. Stay with us here on the 20-yard line.
It's the largest bumper crop of pickups you've ever seen. Over 200 trucks in stock at Bob Riding's in Taylorville. We've got acres of full-size trucks, mid-size trucks, 4x4s, Explorers, and vans. The buying power of Bob Riding's Truck Farm means you save thousands.
You couldn't even grow them this cheap, but we can.
Pick up one today at Central Illinois' biggest truck farm, Bob Riding's in Taylorville.
A golf car for battery specialists in Taylorville can take you where you want to go, in style. Battery Specialist has a huge selection of golf cars, plus the accessories that'll turn your ordinary golf car into something special. You'll find tops, windshields, back seats, built-in coolers, everything you need to customize your golf car. And now you can rent golf cars from Battery Specialist, from just one to an entire fleet. Plus, their service department will keep your golf car running at its best. Golf cars and accessories, they're all at Battery Specialists in Taylorville.
Welcome back to the 20-yard line. Our show continues with the rest of the Central State 8 Conference. Okay, Lincoln, new head coach. That's their story. Glenwood and Jacksonville, improved teams. And, of course, Taylorville getting ready to make another run at the playoffs.
We're looking forward to playing Griffin. I think it's going to be a great game. It's going to be a good game. It's just going to be 2 good teams wrestling the best in the conference going at it.
That was last year. Taylorville beat Sacred Heart Griffin, the #1 team in the state. The Tornadoes went on to the playoffs and shared the conference title.
After last year, we're just, the whole community and the kids are just excited. We want to get going.
Now, Coach will be the first one to tell you that last year doesn't mean anything for this year, but he does have some good skill players returning, including quarterback Jeb Odom and wide receiver Chad Milam.
Everything they do out here is so much more fluid and so much more crisp, and then now they're in their leadership role, whereas last year we had other kids in the leadership role. It just their play is up so much higher than it was last year.
A lot of people are talking about Odom this year. They say he could be one of the top quarterbacks in the area, but he doesn't want to hear anything about individual honors.
Team comes first, and my supporting cast is real well. We got very good receivers, a backfield that's really not very fast, but running very hard in our line. We got a bigger line this year than last year.
The Tornadoes were 8-2 in 1994. 1995 begins Friday. There's a new sheriff in town at Lincoln High School. Dennis Renner takes over a Railers team that was 0-9 last season. But Renner is supremely confident and dead serious.
Well, the goals for this season is to establish a winning record. That's the first goal. Second goal is for the team to qualify for the playoffs. And third goal, of course, is win state championship.
Renner says he and his staff are moving in the right direction, but success isn't up to them.
It's selling it to the kids, and the kids now believe. And that's the big part, is we got to get them believing. And they do.
Coach helps everybody out individually, and he takes his time. If there's something wrong, kids have problems, he stops and takes his time, and help the kid out.
The team seems to like the new coach quite a bit. In fact, they're so sky high right now, they're ready to go out and win homecoming, something they haven't done in about 7 years.
That's the thing. That's the thing. Homecoming, we haven't won in forever.
What would that be like to win?
It feel good. It feel great. It'd probably turn the whole program around.
By the way, homecoming is October 6th versus Sacred Heart Griffin.
Can you get it done here?
Oh, yeah, we can get it done. It's just a matter of time. Like I said, it's just a matter of getting them to believe. And once they start believing, they'll achieve.
Pull right. 90 slant. On one. Right.
Hustle now. As you go around the Central State 8 in the preseason, a lot of the coaches and media members seem to be talking about Chatham-Glenwood.
Word is Glenwood could be the most improved team in the Central State 8, and they could be the team to watch out for.
Well, you know, we got the easy part done there, the talking, and we'll have to go out, and I don't know why.
It could be the Redskins' decent finish from last year. They won their last 2 games, including a good win over Springfield.
I felt like we're still trying to build a program, and we still are now. I mean, by any stretch of the imagination, we're not what I would consider to be a seasoned team or a program that has tradition. We're trying to build that.
Coach Rourke has a solid base to build upon. Quarterback Ryan Ogden could be a solid college player someday.
Hard-nosed kid. He's a good runner, and he can throw the ball well, and we're looking for Ryan to have a big year for us and feel like he needs to. He's our quarterback, and he's to lead our team.
So where does Glenwood stand overall in the Central State 8? Obviously, the season will show us that, but for right now, they're trying to fight their way up to the top few spots.
No, Griffin's going to have something in Lanphier, but, I mean, yeah, we think we've got a chance to go playoffs.
That's the goal, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Not even terrible practice weather can dampen the spirits at Jacksonville these days. The Crimsons should be a very improved team.
Everybody's feeling great about it. Everybody's feeling ready for anything that anybody can dish out.
We're all getting really excited about playing Metamora our first game and getting into our conference schedule, and we're gonna win some this year.
One reason for all the optimism is this year's junior class. Last year, as sophomores, they went 6-3.
We feel we're ahead of where we've been in the past at this time. I think athletically we've got some better kids out for football, and you know, we expect to be better than we were last year.
Of course, that's not going to be easy in the Central State 8, but they do have some good big people up front, and they're not afraid to make a challenge.
I'll tell you what, I'll say this to my friend over at Springfield High. Strap it up, Coach A.
Woo, gotta like that.
You better say the same thing back to me. We're best friends.
Obviously, I've known for a long time since I accepted this job that the second game of the year is against Jacksonville. That's where I live. I coach Mark Stewart. He worked for me. We have a very good rivalry. We also have a very good friendship. So as long as I beat him by 1, that's fine.
All right, if you want to see that Jacksonville-Springfield game, it'll be September 1st. Also on September 1st, the showdown between Lanphier and Sacred Heart Griffin.
And Taylorville meets Sacred Heart Griffin on October 13th. That should be a great game as well. We took a poll of the coaches to find out who's the favorite to win the conference this season. Sacred Heart Griffin's the favorite to win the conference this season. The Cyclones received 6 first-place votes.
Then things really get bunched up in the Central State 8. Second place is Lanphier. They got a first-place vote, and they just eked out over Taylorville for that second spot. Taylorville also got 1 first-place vote.
Glenwood and Springfield tied for 4th place in the poll.
Tied for 6th, Southeast and Jacksonville.
And Lincoln finished 8th. Scott, I think the conference race is just too close to call, but I think it's going to be a great year in the Central State 8.
This is going to be fun to watch. I can't wait to see things pan out over the season. All right, time for us to take a break now. When we come back, we'll take a look at the Prairie State Conference. Stay with us on the 20-yard line.
Many furniture stores can show you how furniture looks like in their showroom, but Shaw Furniture Gallery wants to show you how their furniture will look in your home. When you buy from Shaw Furniture Gallery, you'll get professional advice on how to update your home using the colors and styles you love. You'll be comfortable with the final result, the way it looks and the way it feels. For a gallery of good looks in your home, come to Shaw Furniture Gallery, 906 Springfield Road, Taylorville.
Here at Bob Ridings in Taylorville, we're busting at the seams with LeBaron and Mustang convertibles. And while the prices are still hot, you can have your choice. 94 Mustang convertibles for only $17,990. 94 LeBaron convertibles for $14,990. Or how about these 93 Mustang convertibles for just $11,990? We have a convertible loaded for any budget. The price is right, the option list is long. So come and pick out your favorite before they're all gone.
Welcome back to the 20-yard line. We continue now with the Prairie State Conference.
Scott, I think this conference is up for grabs as well. We'll start in Auburn. The Auburn Trojans are coming off 2 solid seasons, including 9 wins a year ago. The Trojans want to keep their success going.
We have some kids coming back. We have some new additions that have come out that haven't in the past, and we have some guys coming back from last year's 9-win team. I think we're going to be a decent team.
Yeah, I think we can keep it going if we all get along.
Does it look like...
Yeah, our team's together. It's just we need to come together as a whole team, whole unit. If we come together like that, we should do all right.
One of Auburn's bright spots is its backfield.
We're pretty confident. We think we got a good chance of going playoffs at least. We got a strong running game, so we're just going to try our best and do what we can.
Go, Ted! Go, Ted! Come on, get in that flat!
Don Borgini's Verdant Bulldogs are hungry. They just missed the playoffs in 1994.
I think this particular group hasn't really had any accomplishments, so to speak. I mean, they haven't been to the playoffs on their own. They've been on the squads with other playoff teams, of course, as sophomores and freshmen, but haven't really accomplished it on their own, and I think that is probably a really big goal.
The Bulldogs will be strong this fall. They're led by 6'1", 217-pound tackle Matt Riffey.
Coach says there's some schools calling you and things like that. Big year for you.
Yeah, real big. Wisconsin's looking at me pretty good, and I'd love to play there. Just trying to do my best this year.
Senior year, getting ready to go after them and get it done. Got a lot of huge talent on this team. A lot of strength, a lot of weight, a lot of height, talent, depth. Ready to go after them and get them.
Verdant should be a contender for the Prairie State Conference crown once again. And the Auburn-Verdant shootout is set for September 22nd. That's always a classic game.
Some other teams to talk about there are Pawnee, Girard, Williamsville. Special season for Williamsville. It's the Bullets' 25th.
The silver anniversary for Williamsville football could be a good one. This year they have 19 returning seniors.
We've got great speed in the backfield this year. We've got probably the largest line we've had in several years up here. We ought to average right around 230, 235.
It's got to make you feel real good.
Yes, we're real happy with that.
So Coach is happy about the offensive line. How do you think the running backs feel?
Almost all seniors, one junior, all big experience. I feel very confident.
They're going about 230, I think he said, by the average.
Very big.
You got a big smile on your face about that.
I like it.
A couple of the anchors on the offensive line, Brad Giacomini and center Brian Peterman. The Bullets open up the season versus Warrensburg-Latham.
Come on, Dunwall, drive him out of the way. Now let's go.
At Girard this year, homecoming will be every week. You see, they have a new head coach in Rich Lewis, and he graduated from the school in 1987.
Well, first I told them I wasn't sure about it, and then they called me back a little later, and I thought about it a little longer and thought, well, it would be a nice opportunity to go back home and get to see the family a little more. So I'm excited about it.
As far as the players are concerned, they seem to like the new change.
I think we kind of got advantage over some teams because they don't know what to expect from us, and he's stressing a lot of hitting and a lot of hard work, so I think we ought to do all right.
Girard hopes to turn things around this year with simple, basic D.
I think definitely our defense is going to be the key. I think we're going to be very strong defensively. I think we're going to be able to score a few points, but defense is going to carry us, and I think we're going to be a very hard-hitting and aggressive team and have fun.
Here we are at Pawnee High School, where there are no Indians on the field, absolutely no football being played right now, and the reason is the heat. It is 11:30 right now in the afternoon, and it's almost 100 degrees. Heat has been a major factor for Central Illinois football teams during this preseason. Pawnee is no different.
You want to get your work done, but again, I'm safety conscious very much. I mean, these kids are out here to play football. They like to play, and we don't want to put them in a position that's going to endanger their immediate health or their long-range health. So that's something you got to really watch.
Pawnee has many players returning from last year's 2-17.
Some other Prairie State teams looking for big seasons: Kincaid, Mount Olive, Nokomis.
Time for us to take a TV timeout. When we come back, we'll take a look at Jacksonville Route, New Berlin, and Porta right here on the 20-yard line.
Where can you find batteries for vintage cars, sports cars, trucks, tractors? Battery Specialists in Taylorville has them all, plus OEM batteries for show cars. You'll also find batteries for cell phones, hearing aids, camcorders, and your car's remote. And now Battery Specialist has a great selection of golf carts. You can own this Yamaha for only $34.95 at Battery Specialist in Taylorville, where you'll find the battery you need at a price you'll like.
Here at Bob Ridings in Taylorville, we're busting at the seams with LeBaron and Mustang convertibles. And while the prices are still hot, you can have your choice. 94 Mustang convertibles for only $17,990. 94 LeBaron convertibles for $14,990. Or how about these 93 Mustang convertibles for just $11,990? We have a convertible loaded for any budget. The price is right, the option list is long. So come and pick out your favorite before they're all gone.
Welcome back to the 20-yard line. Our next stop is in Menard County.
Let's go.
Porta's trying to bounce back from a 3-6 campaign. The Blue Jays would love to return to the playoffs.
Our definite goal is to make the playoffs, which win 6 games. We'd like to take home the conference victory. It's been a few years since we've done that. We'd like to get in the playoffs.
What are you guys doing to turn the thing around?
Well, we've switched the practice schedule around, and everybody's working hard, and we're looking good.
But Porta has a tough schedule. The Blue Jays play in the River Trails Conference.
Quincy Notre Dame joined the conference, so that's going to improve it, even make it, that much more competitive. Pittsfield's in the conference, and Beardstown's supposed to be pretty good this year. Eureka will be good. I mean, everybody in the conference is going to be pretty decent.
Porta opens the season at London Mills, Spoon River Valley.
Okay, how about New Berlin and Jacksonville route? Between them, 12 wins a year ago. Let's start with the Pretzels.
Stay with it, Jimmy. Good job. Good job. Atta baby. All right. Good job.
The main goal for Jeff Harris and the New Berlin Pretzels this year is to once again get to the playoffs. They've done that the past 3 years, but this time they want to win.
Realistically, I believe we have a shot at the playoffs. We've made it the last 3 years. We haven't been able to win a darn playoff game.
I think we were just so happy to make the playoffs that it's not that we really cared what we did in them. It was just that it was kind of our climax of the season right there that we made them. And this year, if we make them, that's not really going to be our climax. We want to do something this year.
One of the bright spots on this year's team is the depth in the backfield. 8 different ball carriers could see action for New Berlin. They open up the season versus Winchester.
Ready?
The story at Jacksonville route this year is youth. Only 3 seniors on the team. Coach Bob Long hopes they can lead the squad well and get them ready for a bright future.
And, of course, as always, there's some other teams to watch out for this season.
The Carlinville Cavaliers have 18 seniors on their roster. This will be Andy Easton's last season as Carlinville's head coach. The Riverton Hawks are hoping for better things this fall. They were 1-8 a year ago. And Virginia's another team looking for a return trip to the playoffs.
All right, now we also got to mention another team that's just getting off the ground this season.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Wake up in the back! Wake up!
The sights and sounds of high school football, they've never been heard before at Rochester. They are forming their first team ever.
I have no other comment, just that it rules.
There's a definite sense of history here. I mean, I couldn't sleep last night. I was ready. I was pumped, and we're out here. We're working hard, and we're going to lay to rest a few things that people think.
This year, Rochester will field JV and freshman teams.
This is great. We're starting history. We're making history every day, every minute, every practice, every play. I mean, the attitude's been great.
The players and the coaches are very fired up for this season, but it wasn't easy to bring football to Rochester. Members of the community had to go out and raise money to privately fund the team for 5 years.
I think it's going to blossom into something big. I mean, here in Rochester, we've got a lot of people moving in, and we're growing real quick, so I think things are going to snowball from this point.
The 1995 football season is getting started, and the Rockets are ready for liftoff.
10-5, touchdown, Illinois!
When we come back, a look at Lou Tepper's Fighting Illini. Stay with us on the 20-yard line.
It's the largest bumper crop of pickups you've ever seen. Over 200 trucks in stock at Bob Ridings in Taylorville. We've got acres of full-size trucks, mid-size trucks, 4x4s, Explorers, and vans. The buying power of Bob Riding's Truck Farm means you save thousands.
You couldn't even grow them this cheap, but we can.
Pick up one today at Central Illinois' biggest truck farm, Bob Riding's in Taylorville.
Inside Shaw Furniture Gallery, you'll find furniture that moves you. It's upstairs in their 2,000 square foot Brookline Gallery. Sofas, love seats, sectionals, recliners. Brookline is the pioneer in motion furniture with hidden pull-down tables, storage drawers, telephones, sleep sofas, and dual-touch motion recliners in a full range of fabrics and styles. You'll find great-looking furniture that really moves you. The Brookline Comfort Gallery at Shaw Furniture Gallery, 906 Springfield Road.
Not least is the Fighting Illini. For that, we turn to Scott Musgrave, who has more on Lou Tepper and Illinois.
For the third time in 4 years, the Fighting Illini have a new offensive coordinator. Paul Schudel's the new man in charge. For the past 10 years, he was head coach at Ball State. Before that, 10 years as an assistant to Bo Schembechler at Michigan. Some 20 years ago, he and Lou Tepper worked together at William & Mary. His #1 priority this year, improving the Illini rushing.
There you go. All right, hold up. We're going to run the football, and I know people have always heard that before, and I guess, you know, the people that do know me know that will eventually happen. How soon it will happen, I'm not sure, but we're going to work very hard at it. But it's going to be a blend of run and pass.
But to do either, you've got to block. And that's where the question lies, in a young and inexperienced offensive line. If it can hold up, that scoreboard's going to light up. But the real pride of the Illini is defense. Simeon Rice, Mr. All-Everything preseason, and Kevin Hardy, two of the best linebackers in the country. Both are in the running for the Butkus Award. Rice is even considered a Heisman Trophy candidate.
We got the fastest defense we ever had here. As far as team talent, we a lot more talented than we ever been.
If that defense is as good as it usually is, and the offense comes around, the coach says, look out.
There's nobody anymore that we fear. I've got great respect for Michigan and Ohio State and Penn State, but we don't fear playing those teams.
No Penn State this year, but he'll get the other two, starting with Michigan in the home opener. In Champaign, Scott Musgrave for the 20-yard line.
And of course, Scott Musgrave will keep us posted on the Fighting Illini throughout the season.
Okay, last thing we have to do, folks, is ask you to be part of our high school football coverage. Please, after your games are over, call in your scores. There you see the number on your screen, 800-2-NEWS-20. It's a toll-free call, 800-2-NEWS-20.
Scott, they're getting the field ready to go. I guess that's our cue. We'll see everybody. Have a great season.
See you in the stands.
And 20-yard line, brought to you by Bob Riding's Truck Farms in Taylorville and Pana, Battery Specialist in Taylorville, your battery and golf cart headquarters, and Shaw Furniture Gallery in Taylorville, a gallery of good looks for your home.
There's no hurry, you can take your time. We'll feed them all any day for $10.99.
Well, you could run out for the Colonel's Mega Meal, but Hardee's is $4 less any day of the week. Just $10.99 for 8 pieces of fresh and juicy marinated fried chicken, 4 made-from-scratch biscuits, any 2 large sides, and fresh beach cobbler. It's Hardee's Family Value Meal, just $10.99.
So come on in and get it.
It's a good deal all around, and you can get it any day of the week.
Fresh from the kitchen at Hardee's.
The Ford Model Year End Sales Drive is here, and now's the time.